G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode of Blue Abroad's season reviews. And today I have the absolute privilege of reviewing arguably our best first year player in Navy Blue. And it's not a draftee. He came across as a delisted free agent at the end of 2019 from the Saints. I speak of none other than Jackie Newnes. And wowee, what a year from a guy that prior to the season, a lot of Carlton fans would have said was probably just going to be a stopgap for the club. You know, if there was an injury to Murph, or if there was an injury to anyone on that in that midfield that probably played on a wing or on the outside, that he would have come in and played a role. But played every game in 2020, showed how important he is to this club moving forward. Not just in 2020 and not just as a mainstay for the club for this season, but it's hard to do a best 22 for next year without having Jack Newnes' name on a wing. And that's with the additions of Zach Williams and Adam Sard, and even the returns of someone like Caleb Marchbank that might push up higher, or Tom Williamson that might push up higher. So, phenomenal year from Newnesy in his first year in Navy Blue. He was highly touted at the Saints a couple of years ago, even spoken about as a potential future club captain. Lost his way a little bit, and he spoke about that earlier in the season, but since he's come to the Blues, and he looks just like everyone does, he looks absolutely superb in a navy blue jumper. Since he's come across, he took his game to another level this year, and he wasn't that prolific ball winner, that we've potentially been looking for, but he was still someone that we didn't have prior to this season. He stepped up time, and we'll talk about the Fremantle game as part of this, but it kind of detracts from the season that he had because he stepped up week in, week out in really key moments. His goal accuracy this year was 72.2%. If he had an opportunity to get on the board and kick a goal for this club, he did it as a midfielder. When was the last time you could say that we had a goal-kicking midfielder in our best 22 week in, week out? You can't. I can't even think of who that might be. And he kicked 13 goals for the season. That's all you ask from a midfielder. If you can get on the board, kick some goals, son. And he did it. He didn't have 30 plus disposal games. He didn't have 25 plus disposal games. He consistently had 14, 15 touches, but those touches were so important and they influenced the game in a way that not many others were able to do this year. So I gave him a B plus for his year. I think he was phenomenal for what we were expecting in terms of his output. I think he's going to win best first year player for the club. I think he had an even better year than Jack Martin. He was more consistent. He influenced more games. I'd be shocked if he didn't win best first year player at the best and fairest. And it would also it wouldn't come as a surprise if you saw Newnes in the 2021 leadership group. I think he's got the attributes of everything you want in a leader, both on the field and off the field. He doesn't get himself into trouble, knows how to say the right things, does everything he needs to do on field to put the team on his back and take them with him. In clutch moments. And we've got to talk about it. You have to speak about it. It's been spoken about to death. But that goal, I watched it again the other day. It popped up on my Facebook feed in some of the best highlights from 2020, and it was arguably number one across any team in the comp. As a neutral, as a Carlton fan, the lead up to that moment was so dramatic with, a minute and a half left. Harry's got that snap, sprays it. Jones comes in for a mark on the chest. Everyone's thinking, all right, there's no chance Jonesy can kick this, and he didn't. And then there's 20 seconds left, and Fremantle have got the ball. Taberner hits it out of bounds. We get that deliberate out of bounds free kick. It's in Doherty's hands, and you want it in no one else's hands than Doherty because you know he's going to do something good with it, and it's out on the full. And then just the chaos downfield. We thought it was Gibbo's, ends up in Newnes' hand, pushes the cameraman aside, pushes the world aside. There's 57 players on the mark, and just took it in his stride. And it's like I blacked out in that moment. I don't remember that moment. Watching it live, I do not remember because the euphoria was just sky high, and it summed up his year. That moment summed up his year perfectly. I think he is absolutely important to this core group now moving forward, and what a get for the Carlton Football Club. What a get. So I'm excited to see what Newnesy does in 2021. guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments on what you thought of his season, and yeah, what you think he can do in 2021, and if he can take his game to another level. So let me know, guys. Go Blues.